WIFTV-PM.
Ladies Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I done had a heart
You
attack.
gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah.
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
No, no, ooh.
Crescent moon, drop top cruising, old school music, old school juicy. Gotta make my way to you. Pull up on that ass like, ooh, I wanna take you to New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, down all over London, Paris, the A, the B, everywhere. I'll take you downtown, girl. Show you all the finer things in life. I wanna take you downtown, show you all the finer things in life. I wanna take you down.
Sure, I made sure to make sure, yeah, that my place yours, yeah, 28th floor, yeah, I had 8 thoughts, yeah, all 8 yours, yeah, cake for dessert, but I ate yours.
I wanna take you to New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, down all over London, Paris, the A, the B, everywhere, fly all over. Your last boy couldn't get what you asked for. Your last boy didn't even have a I wanna take you downtown, girl. Show you all the finer things in life. I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the finer things in life. I wanna take you down. 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 I wanna take you down, downtown. Show you all the finer things in life. I wanna take you down, downtown. Show you all the finer things in life.
I miss your kiss.
Oh, your kiss is one of a kind. It feels so nice. Girl, you do it right.
I miss.
Oh, girl, you don't go too fast. You take your time. Just how I like. I be hearing things. Oh, yeah. Ooh, hey. And if I cannot have you, girl, I'm fiending. Oh, that's such a talent you bring. Yeah. Come on. Hey. Oh, one day is too long. If I can hold you in my arms, if I can find a real good love. Ooh, that kiss is a drug to me. Baby, your kiss is all I need. Come on. Ooh, it feels so good, baby. Oh, come on. Ooh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. I miss it already, girl. I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. I miss it already, babe. I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Oh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me.
This song is for you, yeah. Can we cruise down the boulevard while we're holding hands, being happy like we used to be? Oh yeah. Then I'ma pull up at the store, go get you a roll, get your favorite day. You know it's gonna be all good. Oh yeah, babe. And if you don't mind, baby, I wanna make you smile all night, babe, while we listen to this song that I made for you. And this song is for dancing. This song is for singing. This song is for making good love to you. And this song is for moving, and you know it's meant for grooving, girl. This song is for making some real good love to you, love to you, love to you, yeah. All night. Can we just relax, go kick it in the park, romancing in the dark, let the stars be our light. Oh yeah, baby. Then I'ma tell you everything I know your body wanna hear. So baby, listen closely to me. It's all good. Oh yeah. And if you don't mind, baby, I wanna make you smile all night, babe, while we listen to this song I made for you. This song is for dancing. This song is for singing. This song is for making good love to you. This song is for moving. This song is for grooving.
y'all. Smiling more every day. Closer to my dreams. Hey, guapole, the food tastes better. I stopped smoking squares. Healing from the inside out. Making repairs. I forgave some people. Thanked them for the lessons. Cause holding on to it was blocking my blessings. No more stressing. Worry dishonors God. So I don't. I just pray. And I'm loving my odds. Mingle with like minds. Gravitate where light shines. Graduate. Masters. Your rhymes ain't like mine. Big dank from the west side. This is my best self. Taking vacations. Hoping the rest helps. Got a career now. Loving what's ahead. My spirit is free from the stuff that I shared.
I feel good now. Ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days. Something to sing about. Let's do it a new way. More than just talk about. Today's a holiday. That's what it's all about. I feel good now. Ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days. Something to sing about. Let's do it a new way. More than just talk about. Today's a holiday. That's what it's all about.
I'm feeling so good now. Walking on higher ground. Got out the country. Visit some new towns. Made some new friends. Let go of some bad ones. Soon as that took place, everything got fun. My life started going up. Opportunities showing up. I'm back where I want to be. No headaches and throwing up. Reconnect with the homie. It's positive energy. Vibes and wavelengths. It's all about frequency. I'm back with my first love. It feel like the first time. I'm back in the studio. This ain't my first rhyme. I wake up every day. Blessed is heavenly. Before I ain't say much. Now I got much to say. Raise my credit score. Got rid of some past debt. Heard that's attractive. Well, call me a magnet. Plugged into an outlet. Living life outright. All on my Kid Cudi. Focusing day and night. Right?
Now ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days. Something to sing about. Let's do it a new way. More than just talk about. Today's a holiday. That's what it's all about. I feel good now. Ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days. Something to sing about. Let's do it a new way. More than just talk about. Today's a holiday. That's what it's all about.
Feel good. See, my state gets busy. That's the cardinal rule.
WIIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Mayor Lightfoot seems more... Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Riis, turn me up in my headphones. Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I am here. Look, I thought I was going to get you. But I see my man is in the background, so it seemed like he already ready. He had his day off. So look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show blowing up on a Tuesday. That's right. We are doing our Thug Thistle right here. So wait, yesterday was like a work holiday, right? Like, so if you were at work, like when Christmas falls on a weekend, do they give you the day before off or the day after? So if Christmas is on a Friday, no, if Christmas is on a Saturday, do you get Friday for Christmas?
Friday.
And then if Christmas is on a Sunday. So if Christmas is on a Sunday, then you get Monday.
Right. Saturday, you get Friday.
Okay, so I think we got it right there. We did it double right, Riis. Because we didn't come on Friday, right? We was off on Friday. Look at that. See, and they say I'm just, look, and y'all call me a slave driver. Oh, I can't say slave driver. I am a capitalist. Worker, making the people work. And look at that, 2 days off. Look at that. Now you was like, you wanted to press me, make them paid days off. Like it's like, it don't really, do it really count as a day off? That's your own day, right? It don't really count. Like if you, it's like, yo, this my own day. Like if I ain't on salary, then it ain't no such. It's like a day off ain't really a paid day. You know what though? Yeah, see what? You know what messed it up though? Tennille came. Cause I was gonna make it like a paid day. And then she started ticking off. She was like, remember that time you asked for the such as, hold on. And I was like, dag. Then it was like, once I got through it, I left out of here feeling terrible about myself. I was like, where have I go? There was a time when I was, and now I just feel like I'm just soft. I'm just soft in a mug. They be like, let me tell you, it used to be a day I walk in and people be like, oh God, he's here. Now they be like, man, please. Like, it'd be like, you know, like my parents came to the crib, you had to act like you was busy or something. Like you ever or when the manager come, you act like you doing something. Like you like I used to be. Well, first of all, I was the king of you got time to lean, you got time to clean, right? So I think they got me with that at Burger King. So my premise has always been when the boss come, you got to be busy. Nowadays the boss come in, like if the boss walk in and people used to be like, oh, Muggs be like, dog, we at the water cooler, we chilling. What you talking about? Man, oh, hold on.
Some water?
Right, you want some water, dog? We over. This some good water. It's like Tennille made me feel like I felt doubly bad about myself. First of all, Rego Babo is the perfect child. I'd be like, I'm trying to figure out. Reagan be like, I got it, Uncle Mace. She can, she make graphics. She know how to do all the stuff. And then she came in here making me feel bad about my new, how your parents used to parent, like your first kid. Like Tennille was like my first kid, right? She had to go to all the classes. She had to, she was like now it's like, it'd be like this. Like, when you parents got your first kid, your first kid, you do everything. You have all the birthday parties. You have all the stuff. You make them do all of the stuff. By the time you had a last kid, you be like, hey, man, I got my son a car. I was like, drive yourself. Take the keys to the car. Just take yourself. And that's how I feel like Tennille came in here like, what kind of parenting is going on around here? Had to reevaluate. Then I talked to my accountant, and my accountant was like, hold on, dog. Hold on, what you doing? What? He's like, you still with that hobby? I was like, look, man, I'm trying to wind the hobby down. He like, yo, you got expensive hobbies. He's like, you should take up flying. Like, with your hobby, Lee said I had to go get the money and go pay the radio station. John Austin. Bo Fields, who be getting all the radio love. And I was taking the money from the account. The accountant was like, wait, now how long is this? How long you gonna stick with this hobby? Cause somewhere in here, the hobby has got more outgo than its income. And then my daughter was like, hold on. You paying people my money? Milan, and it was her birthday too, and Christmas. She like, hold on. I was like, well, baby, I had to pay for my hobby. She was like, we're going to have to get you some new hobbies. Look, it is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm just having a good time, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. DJ Riis the Ruler, who got us blowing up on a Tuesday. How you feeling, man?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest, man. It's feeling good.
Look, y'all. Riis moving. Riis took him a nap. Riis, tell me what your weekend was like, man. First of all, how they do you for Christmas? Did you get the dad? Did you get the dad treatment, or did you get the dad treatment?
You know what, man. They treat me good this Christmas, man. It was a nice good, Christmas, man. My son didn't want too much. My daughter wanted everything.
Right.
But I stayed home, man. I lost my phone Saturday or Sunday, one of the two, but.
You lost it in the house?
Yeah, but
you just didn't even look for it.
I never looked for it. I actually found it this morning putting on some socks because it was in my sock bin. So,
have you ever put your phone? You'd be like, if you didn't stumble on it, you'd be like, I never found that.
I never knew where it was at. So man, I just relaxed, man. So it was a relaxing weekend.
Hey Riis, that's I relaxed a little bit. Let me back up. First of all, let me say, shout out to the family. Usually I ain't gonna even lie. I be feeling afterthoughtish. Now Carrie gifts are like the gifts that you don't appreciate until like 2 weeks later, and you be like, oh, you know what? Like when you open them, sometimes you be like, this is not the PlayStation 26,000 that I'm never gonna play. But she always has like the thoughtful gifts, like she be listening all year, and then all of a sudden you open up all these packages and they be like, stuff I want, right? So this year, I think Carrie is trying to make me dress like an African. Excuse me. I think she expanded my color palette, right? So I was like, I'm gonna take a risk. In the risk that y'all gonna come in here and be like, oomph. Let me stop. I was about to say. However, so when I opened up my first 3 boxes, right, I was like, this is fresh. This is Nordstrom fresh. This is the African section, right? I was like, do you ever see how Africans dress? When Africans dress, but they dress like, you know how Africans dress. They be like the magazine dress, right? So I was straight up, I was like, all right. Then they all teamed up And Riis, they got me a scooter, man. Like the ones on the street, you know, like they got me an electric scooter so that when I'm going, like in the summertime, well, I have to figure out, I got to get some handlebars to put my coffee on. But like, you know how they talk about the last mile? Not that I take public transportation, but like there'll be places that I feel like I could get to if I didn't have to take the car. I could get there pretty quick. They bought me a scooter, man. I'm finna be all up in y'all bike lanes. But I'm gonna tell you what. That summer gun go kind of fast, 18 miles an hour. That's kind of fast, bro. Like, I was just thinking, like, unprotected, like 18 miles an hour, driving down Madison, and you forget to hit the brakes. Joe,
You gonna drive down Madison with that thing?
Not that way. Not Madison West. I'm going Madison East.
Okay.
No, dog. No, because you go Madison West on that, you got two things going on. First, you going to have, if you take that bad boy Madison West, the first thing is, people going to know, if you get your ass out my way, that's the first thing, right? Because I feel like bike lanes out west don't really mean that much till the white people get there. Like if it's, like the bike lanes past Central Park, fam, yeah, okay. Okay. Now they got is paying. If they don't put no wall up there, let somebody got to get somewhere. Yo, them little, you know, when they put them little white things that flip up, might be like, you gonna get somebody killed thinking they could be saved by that. Do you know how long people been dodging them rubber poles on Lake Street? So ain't nobody thinking about them little white little things in the bike lane. Not out west. So no, Riis. And then the other part is once you get past Central Park West, is like you can't lock that bad boy up right. So the challenge be like, somebody be like, hey man, where you get that from? Who you know around here?
Exactly. Hey man, you give me some money, I watch your bike. Hey, you ever went somewhere somebody actually tell you, hey man, I
watch your car. Let me watch your car. Hey man, it's a parking spot. Yeah, I know. See, you know, windows tend to get broken. That used to be a great racket, bro. Oh yeah, it used to be a time when it'd be like all these streets right around here. Like it was like, you know how the parking company be parking? It's like if you parked on the street, I be feeling like that some days though when the people be coming to the Bulls games and stuff and they be parking. Like, let me get home at like 6:45 on the day of a Bulls game and I can't park in front of my joint. I be feeling like, okay, and then it be, and as you know when I really want to get snapped when it's the Blackhawks game. Because they straight just be parking like they discovered.
I always say that because, you know what I'm saying, I need to find some wood to knock on. But, you could park in front of your house and walk, and they really won't give you a ticket. That's why I try to say you got to knock on wood.
I be like, man, you don't see this sign that say no parking except during ball games? They be walking, white people be walking right past that sign like, these Negroes don't need no parking. Riis, they be straight and they park.
I left my car parked the one day and I was so nervous. I was like, oh man, nothing happened. So then I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it again. Then I'm like, oh, they really.
Now, dog, look, let me tell you, if I went to the United States, this ain't see, but like part of the reason I got my scooter is because we went to the United Center earlier this year. And it was me, Boog, and Carrie, and I was thinking we all should have had those. We should have just jumped on the scooters, but you know, people just jump on the scooter, throw that bad boy down in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
I was like,
and once they out, I swear, they just stop, man. They money run out, they just lay it right there.
Ain't mine. That's how not black. That's how people do your stuff. If they ain't paid for it, or as long they like, I'm through paying for it. Like that's like a rental car. You know, people just, they be like, do you take curbs in the rental car? I know people do everything in the rental car. Man, you take a rental car back, that bad boy suspension be all, long as it ain't no scrapes and no scrapes.
I try to return it back as best as can. Low key, one time it was cold outside, and when I was parking, the ice had scraped the car. Man, why I go get some fingernail polish and just...
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you what.
It was like,
check this out.
Perfect.
Man, I remember one time my cousin crashed the rental car, like banged it up. And when he banged it up, he ran into the gypsies. And the gypsies, they bondoed it up, spray painted it, took that whole, like, I was like, dang, y'all did good. And they did it. You know them people that be driving through the parking lot and be like, hey, I see a scratch on your car. Yeah. You want me to fix it?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, took it right back. Look, I waited in the mail for like forever. It never came. I was like, my cousin was like, phew. Anyway, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. We got to get through some headlines, but we got a big show today. We're going to be simulcasting with State Senator Ricky Hendon, who is on WCPT, Colored People Time. He on Colored People Time radio station. Well, we're going to be simulcasting at 7 o'clock. So, Riis, just open up the phone lines at 7, and we'll have Senator Hendon. And then we'll patch in and we'll do the show. And then we'll talk to each other across the lines. And I'll be on his radio station. He'll be on mine. And we got a lot to talk about. But let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Do we get the soul plane up? Let's do this. Let's get the soul plane up and away. And then let's take a quick break. I'll get to the headlines. And then we'll be back after these messages.
Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me.
Now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leading me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:38 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. As well with the sports, the boys will lose at home 133-118 to the Houston Rockets. Let's head over to traffic now on the Kennedy. Overhead to the Loop will be 19 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 17 on the evenings. Inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange and back will be 28 minutes. Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 33 minutes, 44 minutes back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 28 minutes. Outbound will be 30. While the Bishop Ford is 31 minutes. I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 25 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 17 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 7 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 9 and 8 minutes north. That's Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 10 degrees and mostly clear. Today will be a high of 27 with a low of 9. I'm Riis the Ruler. Welcome back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
From the grave back to glory. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. And y'all, it is 2 days after Christmas. Hey, y'all, and I had a merry, merry, merry Christmas. Riis, speaking of Christmas, man, did you cook? Did you cook it? Did you cook it all at Bowfields and bring it home? Did you like sneak it all on the grill? Like I feel like you got all the stuff there. You might as well have cooked it and brought it on home. Reese, tell me about Christmas dinner. How you do, man? You cook?
Yeah. Me and my lady, we had cooked. We had some pot roast chicken. Oh, the other one, something else. Oh, short ribs, beef short ribs, macaroni and cheese, yams, green beans, and cornbread.
So
that was it.
So you didn't go super hard.
Nah.
You did. You know what I did, Reese? I did like some light work. Like I snuck up on the. We went to Fogo for dinner. So we went to Fogo the show. It's not Chow. It's Fogo the show. In spite of what I'm telling you, don't get embarrassed in the place. Yeah, I'm at Fogo to chat. You know I was on the phone. Show you mind your own show. Anyway, so we went to Fogo, which was actually packed in a mug. Good time. Although I think I probably, I don't know if I would do it for Christmas again, but it was cool. I really had a good time though. It is such a blast hanging out with my kids, right? Like especially now that my son came over, swagged out with his purple jeans. I'm like, what is purple jeans? He came with some tag patch hanging out. Reese, is that the thing where they got like a tag hanging off and then something in their back pocket, and then it's like, man, you ain't gonna take that big old piece of purple off? He was like, no.
Listen, I come to the realization that I'm right there. I'm that generation that think I'm still with the hip people, but I'm not, man. So half the time when I be asking these kids questions and I don't understand, I just be like, you know what? It's a new generation.
That's what I be like. I'm just an old man. I have accepted the fact that I am an old man. I be like, I'm an old man. It's all good. I told you my son asked for these Palm Angel shoes, Reese.
Did you get it to him?
I got him. He was like, and my daughter was like, wait, he got Palm Angels? And so first of all, you know what they look like? I was like, man, I said, you know, these look like you go to an integrated school, right? I'm just telling you now. Like, these gym shoes to me look like you've been on the Humboldt Park side. You've been on the other side of Humboldt Park with these shoes. But my daughter assured me that he is right in line. So I was like, all right. I was like, why they so thick? Like, they look like, man, I don't know. But I know when his face opened up the box, he was like, yes. Then my G baby, old Jersey, kept up. Look, I think I might have won the Christmas, like, you know, all the big stuff and everything. But I think I might have won because I got a makeup kit. And all I saw on Instagram that night was Milan like, could you please go to bed? And there's Jersey putting on her little eyeshadow. You know I got a thing about, but you know it's my G baby, so she can have what she want to have. But I was like, don't you wear that makeup nowhere else. She was up all night putting on and then Milan turned, she turned 23, which is crazy to me because I feel like she was just a baby, but it is great to, you know, have like some good conversations with your children, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's like she's momming now, and so she's got her own thing. But then it was her birthday, and Reese, I became that parent. She said, Dad, would you like to do a shot with me on my birthday? I was like, it's not your birthday. She was like, but Dad, I would just... So, first of all, it's funny to me when we go to the restaurant, and I'm like, pass me the drink menu. She'd be like, me too. I'd be like, hold it! Then I was like, and I feel like the little homie was trying... I was like, dog, if you don't move around... Hey, you got everything you need? You like that drink? I get your Hey, man, you see she here with her daddy, right? You see me, right? I'm sitting right the frick here. It's all good, though, man. It's all good. My baby girl and my son and Carrie, we had I'm going to tell you, Reese. I look around. So let me just say, thank you, Lord. I have been blessed again, and it was just a parent sitting at the table. I also want to tell y'all my mom called me and snapped on me. She said that I have been using the Lord's name in vain on the air. I was like, Mom, I did. She was like, Maison. Now, I started to come up there with a belt. Mom, I was like, you can't do that these days, Mom. They might call the police on you, right? I wouldn't say a word. I mean, I'm okay, but you know the way these newfangled parents are. She's abusing him. But anyway, it was good. So and my mom gave me a a sermon on Saturday, so I didn't have to go to church on Sunday anyway. She gave me a custom sermon to kneel on the meanwhile. That's okay, though. All right, y'all. So it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis, let me run through some headlines. First of all, it's the second day of Kwanzaa. I still got Kwanzaa questions. Because, Riis, I got to be honest. I don't really do Kwanzaa like that. And I know you can't say that on the black stage with the black people. Because they be like, Ebony Emotion, you. They'll be like, I don't know Kwanzaa like that, though. And it's something I really want to talk about because I feel like, you know, Riis, I feel like, do you celebrate Kwanzaa, Riis? You say it, though. You know, like when you get around the black people, you be like, Kujijajalinga. You be like, Ebony Emotion.
Not at all. I think people just be trying to be, you know.
Ba-bullet, hey!
Don't listen to them.
Oh, don't. First of all, so I want to talk about this Kwanzaa thing. We might have to say that because we got to talk to Ricky at 7. So I might move that around. But happy Kwanzaa to everyone who celebrates it. Even though I be thinking most of y'all be like Riis, I find like, this how I know. Because ain't you supposed to get a gift every day on Kwanzaa?
Yeah, something like that.
See? I feel like, I'm going to tell y'all what I think about Kwanzaa a little bit later, but I don't want to trip on that. But I be like, sometimes I feel like we be trying too hard. I feel like Kwanzaa is one of them things. Don't get mad at me. Look, they going to cut me out. Look at the Wakandans. See, Riis, I'm getting up out this Wakanda. I'm telling you.
Let me get you a ladder real quick.
Right. Now, he is That's okay. I'm going to stop. Hey, Riis. Let me also say, Riis, remember I told you about the coochification of Chicago before we left?
Yep.
Riis, why did they shut down? I'm about to tell y'all from now on, I am not honoring none. I knew something was bogus when they was telling me pick which weather you want to get. You want the European model? I said, now why in the world do you ask me, do I want the European model or the such and such model? You are the meteorologist. I don't need to guess. Well, whatever it was, y'all picked wrong. Because, Riis, they had us thinking it was about to be 13 inches of snow, which, in my estimation, should not stop Chicago.
13 inches?
It should not stop Chicago. I bet you 13 inches hitting Chicago, it wouldn't stop Mayor Daley. Now, after Rahm, see, y'all came up during the Rahm era. Rahm and Lori and all of this stuff, so y'all used to this grid. Let me tell you, let me tell you what they knew they was going to do. They was going to get that snow up. You had one day, if you wasn't on the side streets in one day, and we used to have snow every winter back during the Daley era before we had global warming. Coochification of Chicago. It's snow. Then when it wasn't no snow, then they was like, so then they had to make it scary. Like, it's going to kill you to go outside. It was a little nippy out there, though.
It was super cold outside. A little nippy.
Riis, get you some gloves and walk backwards. Stop it. I'm going to tell you what. It could have been 20 below outside. Let me tell you what Reverend and Sister Jackson was going to do. They be like, you got your snorkel jacket? You better button up. You got a hat on your head? Put some Vaseline on. Holla. I'll be right outside. I hate them. This is terrible. White kids driving all the way past. Zoom. All the black kids walking backwards to school. Just walking backwards. Wind just whipping. Neck just froze off. And don't mess around because, you know, when you lived in the city, you had a jacket with a hood. When you lived in the suburbs, you had a jacket, but they didn't make like snorkel jackets and the jackets with the hoods. Everybody black had, because white people was used to skiing. So they had to zip up. You know, white people don't get cold on the top, right? So they just had the thing that zipped up to their neck, and they put their ski goggles on and make it happen. Meanwhile, we out there in Bolingbrook, your mama be like, you better get a hat on because you couldn't get a coat with a hood no more. I'm just telling you, man. Oh, I'm sorry. I was traumatized.
That's trauma, man. You see how that hurts you and everything.
Oh, Jesus.
That's trauma.
No, you see how I be like, man, you better get your butt up out here and get to it. Okay. 2 police suicides while we were gone. I think those are going to, I'm going to let that be for a minute. Southwest Air, Toy. Where's my girl, Toy? Toy, I bet Toy is laughing at all us this week. Because Southwest melted all the way down. Meanwhile, Spirit was like, we there. Now, it cost you for your seatbelt. Yes, you want your seatbelt to click or you just want to wrap it around you? You want to wrap around, it's only 50 cents. But if you want that mug to click, it's $2 extra on Spirit. But they got you there. Southwest, man, did you see them pictures of the luggage in Midway? Like, let me tell you, that's why during this era, me and Carrie be like, look, if you can't get in a carry-on, that joint staying. That joint staying. Because ain't nobody trying to mess around. Man, you fly with your stuff with your carry. But I be thinking, like, where do the white people put their shoes when they fly with carry-on? They just wear the same pair of shoes all the time, don't they? Because, Reese, that's what blow my whole luggage every time. Shoes.
I know, it's like, ain't they be like so inconvenient?
White people will travel before a week with a backpack. I'd be like, nah, I know you wearing some underwear over or something. Because I'm just saying, man, you ever seen them white people in the airport and they just got one bag? And I'd be like, dog, how you going to Jamaica with one bag? A backpack.
That's all they need, man.
Because they be washing up in the pool. Sorry, I'm going to stop.
You finna get none of that.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stop there. Okay, did y'all see this dude, Sam Bankman-Fried?
Who was that?
That's the FTX, the white boy FTX trader who stole all the cryptocurrency, who crashed the whole cryptocurrency thing. $2 billion, gave all the money. He going to be Chewy Garcia's thorn in his side, I'm going to tell you. That guy is going to be a problem for Democrats for years to come. But it's Reese, he lost all that cryptocurrency money. Remember? The dude, the Sam Bankman-Fried. He was the person who had billions of dollars in cryptocurrency and then crashed it all. Yeah. He was in Chicago, then he left. Reese, they caught him in the Bahamas. I was telling y'all they put him in jail. They said that he had to they had to use the bathroom in a bucket. Well, he signed papers to get extradited. Reese then got to the United States, posted $250 million bail, $250 million bail, was chilling in the.
His bond was what?
$250 million.
And he posted it.
He's at home now.
I need friends like him.
Hey, man. After he stole the whole country's money. Right? Now, Reese, here's the thing, though. How does he get out? Reese, he stole billions. He's at home. His parents was at court. They posted the $250 million and he is at home on house arrest, and the judge had the audacity to say he cannot do anything, he can't do any business over $1,000. Reese, do you know how many people ain't stole $500 and be lost in the county? This fool stole a couple billion. Is at the crib, posted $250 million while he done stole all y'all money. Parents was at the court supporting him. He didn't mean it.
He didn't mean it.
Reese.
Nah, he didn't mean it.
And right. Chewy gonna be answering questions about him, bro. Hey, Joe. That Sam Bankman-Fried, mark my words, that's going to play ugly in this mayor's race. And it's funny because it's gonna catch up a lot of Democrats, but I feel like I gotta figure out who's got the money to work this, right? So right now? So let me say, like, this is one of them things where you Chewy is inflated, and it will be interesting to see if someone can turn that into an issue. So pay attention. 200 Riis. Could you imagine if somebody told you your bond was $250 million? Let me tell you how that's going. Like, fam, you better get you a husband. Cause you ain't never coming home for $250 million.
You just, well, you know what? If they told me, I'll feel appreciated, since in about a week or so it'll be a no cash bond anyway. So I'll be like, you know what? At least I have a bond. You know. But,
well, nah, he wouldn't. You would be not a flight risk. So you get to get out then.
He should have waited a couple of days then.
Oh, you tripping? Nah, he in Florida. He ain't in Chicago, right? They all know. You know, DeSantis. Like, hold on. Riis, what they get you for Christmas, man?
I didn't really ask for nothing. I just asked for some little small stuff, like a little shaving kit and
I got my son a razor, man.
Yeah, I didn't really ask for too much.
Okay, cool. I didn't. Let me tell you. Did I told y'all I got a scooter? So when y'all see me, I'm gonna have my helmet on and everything. I might even give me some knee pads because I'm nervous now. I might get a mouth guard. I think I need a face guard because I'm just saying, dog. I could just see.
I'm protecting myself, man. You should get you one. Yeah, man.
I'm gonna get a helmet. I feel like you're lame with a helmet, but I'm finna give me one. But it's gonna be cool. And I might get one with a camera so I could be recording stuff. Did you see The Best Man? Did you watch The Best Man?
So I started, but I didn't finish it yet.
That was dope, man. Now I want to know what happened to everybody in all the black movies, right? Like, now you just got to go back. I want to know what happened to The Wood. I want to know what happened to the fellas in The Wood. I want to know what happened to Brothers of the Night from Love Jones, right? Like, what happened? How many times did Nia Long, and what happened with Brandy and Trey from Boys in the Hood? Like, did they have some nappy head kids? Or did they go on? Did they stay? You right?
That will be good. Yeah.
Like, now I want, it would be dope to see all the black movies. What happened in Juice? Like, what happened to, right? Like, what happened? Like, if they could just do with all this internet stuff, they could do all the black movies and give us just another ending, like how they did with Coming to America.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to what happened? Like, Dad, what happened in Menace? What happened after dude got killed? Did which one of his guys tried to marry his BM, right? Like, did somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I haven't watched it yet. I was gonna watch it, but I just never got around to it. I watched it.
It's really good to me. It might, like, to me, it like, you might like it, but I feel like, to me, it's like right in, it's like all the stuff that all of my friends went through in this era, kind of, sort of. Like, I feel like it's a little bit young for y'all because y'all world done changed up. Like, it felt like they was like, hold on, wait a minute. I felt like it was right in my time. You know, I also want to know what happened in Boomerang. Can we know if Hallie and Eddie stuck it out? Like, now I want to know what happened. We should write the sequels, like what we think happened to everybody else, like at the end of their movies, right? We know they went to Morehouse and Spelman, but let me just ask. Like, did they stay together at Morehouse and Spelman? Or did Dion come down and be like, girl, let me show you? Right? We're going to have to come up with the recaps to the end of the movies. I also thought it was important that you all, now, Riis, open up the phone lines because we're going to be talking to Ricky Hendon in a minute. Did you all see, I think, I don't know if you all noticed, but in the, Axios is the new, like, one of the new news sources. They awarded Fritz Kagi the flip-flopper of the year, elections have consequences, and I just think it's important that they noted as they were doing the politicians of the year, they named Fritz Kagi the flip-flopper of the year, because after all of the things that he talked about doing and saving the taxpayers wound up paying more and the businesses wound up paying less. And then if you look in today's Tribune, Jack Lavin, who is the head of Chicago Chamber of Commerce, says that talks about the fact that Fritz Kagi will run the remaining small businesses out of black neighborhoods with his tax policies. So I just thought it was important. And then just for the Latino community, who Chewy told y'all to vote for him, y'all property taxes went up 470% in your neighborhoods. I just wanted to make sure I put that out. Sunday Ticket, Reese. Do you watch NFL Sunday Ticket?
No, I watch the Red Zone.
So that's part of Sunday Ticket, though. Oh, no, it's not. I like Red Zone, too. But the Sunday Ticket, man, I remember when that first came out, boy, it was on everything. Hold on. This might be Ricky right now. Hold on one second. Hello? Hello? Okay, so you got to call the radio station. It's 872-259-7474. Okay, so it's not all right. It'll go. He's gonna turn it on in a minute. Give him a second. Call back in like 3 minutes. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Lord have mercy. See how his producer calling up, talk about we called 3 minutes ago. Look, Reese, let's take a quick break. Did I get through all? Oh, did y'all see? Oh, so NFL Sunday Ticket is going to YouTube, Reese. So all the games going to be on YouTube TV. Look, they about to take 257. I'm almost ready to cut the cord, dog. Because it's like I got every daggone. You got to watch, you got to get an app to watch all your shows now. Like, just think you wouldn't have been able to see Best Man Holiday if you ain't had Peacock. Right? Channel 2, Channel 5, Channel 7. They just gonna have the news. Finally, Kamala Harris gets a Christmas Eve gift. You see they dropped off 2 busloads of migrants in the cold weather and T-shirts on her front lawn on Christmas Eve. Why they do it to the to our mulatto sister? Is that a bad thing? Can you call people mulatto? Is that a bad thing? Look, Reese like, I'm not getting no letters. Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Ricky Hendon. You got the live line open, Reese? All right, so look, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be Maze Jackson simulcasting with Ricky Hendon. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Yeah, man. Ideas, it's ideas, man. Ideas.
You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. And it's so clear to see that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. And it's so clear to see that you wanna be free.
Let's go.
Standing my ground, I can't mess around now. It's like my time is in a bottle, captured by your love, yeah. Now I know women's got this thing going on. We can't stay around so long, but I wanna come correct. Baby, get your foot off my neck. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. Understand clearly, yeah, that you wanna be free. It's the time that you spend making me think within. It's the trust still beginning. Fade away from beginning of the day.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this is a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and we are about to join former state senator and radio host, political consultant extraordinaire, State Senator Ricky Hendon, as we simulcast the Maze Jackson and Ricky Hendon show. Riis, do we have Senator Hendon on the live line? If so, Senator Hendon, what's up, man? How you feeling?
Hi, is this Maze Jackson?
Yes, this is.
All right, I'm calling from Ricky Hendon show. I'm going to put you through.
You're so good to us poor black people.
Stations page, and I believe we have Maze Jackson. Oh, okay, we got Maze Jackson on the line, everybody. Can we bring him in?
I'm in, man.
Maze,
I'm in. What's up, Senator? Turn it.
What's up, Senator?
Senator, you gotta turn me down.
My man. Let me say this.
Senator. Hold on real quick. I'm getting feedback from you.
I'm getting feedback from you. You're getting feedback from us, okay?
So
we
you got your mix.
She
got your mix minus. You got to turn off your mix minus. Because you're
okay.
I'm getting you back in my hair. Okay, we good.
All right, how's that now?
That's perfect. Let's go.
All right, everybody. We have the most dynamic talk show host in the country, in my opinion. I mean, I'm decent. Santita's great. But this man right here, Maze Jackson, I'm telling you, what's in it for the black people? When it comes to black people, this is the man. Maze Jackson, I just wanted to give you your flowers, man, while, you know, you can smell them because you deserve it. And let me say this. What you do, a lot of people wouldn't do, Maze. And I know you've been talking about leaving. I hope you come over here to WCPT 8:20 a.m. I'm telling you, that's what I want. All right? That's what I want. Maze Jackson, what facts matter right here. But you're doing your thing, man, and it gets frustrating. I don't want you to ever quit. Don't ever quit. It's hard and tough, I know, but I want to give you your accolades right now. Maze Jackson, Ricky Ricardo Hendon, former state senator, said, you are the greatest talk show host for black America in the entire world.
Well, damn. I gotta take that. I'm sitting over here cheesing, grinning, and honored. First of all, let me say, Senator Hendon, what we're doing right now is historic. We are simulcasting both your show and my show. So I felt like it would be great for us to do a cross collaboration. And so right now you are broadcasting live. You're on WCPT, which is 8:20 a.m. Is that correct?
Right. And you're on 1570
and
AM?
I'm on 1570 AM. So we at the beginning of the dial and at the end of the dial right now, making Black history, showing collaboration, right? And also like not
And that's what we
competition,
should
but
do.
collaboration. And I'm excited for this opportunity. And we're going to do it again tomorrow. Now I might do it from the crib because I'm feeling vacation-y. But Senator Hendon,
that's fine.
Let's talk, man. What's going on, man? First of all, now you wear a lot of hats. Before, and I know I'm on your station, so I'm gonna let you take the thing. But I just gotta say, Senator Hendon, I gotta give you your flowers and your props too, right? One of the things.
But tomorrow, I want you to drive the car.
Okay, you
and
drive
maybe
today.
we'll talk automatic races or whatever. I'll drive it today a little bit. You drive it tomorrow. That's collaboration. But I wanted to just say a couple things. Number one, you're not just on Facebook, your Facebook page, Mace Jackson Show, and on 1570, but you're also on what other streaming are you streaming on right now?
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
See what I'm talking about, everybody? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Maze is the man. Maze, let's dive right in.
Okay.
The mayor's race. The last time I talked with you, and you can ask me anything. You want to ask me about the Jamal Green mess, I'll answer it. You know, you want to ask about anything, either way. But your last time I heard your show, and I get you every morning I can, you said that there was going to be a new poll coming out showing Chuy Garcia in the lead and the rest follow. And I believe you were educating our people as to how these polls work. What's the standing on that right now?
So actually, Senator, I am working on. We actually are getting ready to do our own poll so we can have a poll. I really want a poll for Black folks, right? I realize there's a mainstream thing that's going on, but right now, I truly feel like as I look at these numbers, we really do have. This is probably our last chance to elect a Black mayor with the changing dynamics in the city of Chicago.
Right.
And I don't think that Mayor Lightfoot clearly is not our best chance at it. All of the polls seem to show the same thing, that her disapproval rating means that white folks nowhere are giving her a chance. Latinos nowhere are giving her a chance. We as Black folks, being the most forgiving, are only willing to give her a 50-50 chance, which means to me, all of the polls seem to indicate this, Senator, that
she's stuck at 25%.
She's stuck at, and not even 25, right? 25 is on the high.
I'll give it a 25.
You're giving her 25 as if she would pick up the whole Black community. For her to get there, she'd need to pick up the whole Black community. The mayor is stuck somewhere between, let's say, between 15 and 18. Right? She's not going to get more beyond 15 or 18. Now, in this crowded field, 18 in some cases seems to be enough to get you to a runoff. But as what we're seeing is that she has no chance with white or Latino voters. So she has no room to grow. She's no room to grow and pick up, which then makes me ask, is she really the Black community's best chance to be mayor, right? And when you look at what we know is that there is a 4-person race right now. Like if you look at any of the polls right now, we've got a 4-person race. Let's say, and I'm just for tickles and giggles, we're gonna put Chuy Garcia in the front runner spot. Let's just say that that's what the polls say. We'll leave it there.
Okay,
now I also want our audience,
okay.
and I want our audience to think about polling not as the gospel, but really polling for most people is a roadmap. It is a guide. And what you do is what we're seeing is favorable and unfavorables. And what they present to us is your likability. That does not include messaging. It does not include how you can take a candidate down or raise them up, etc. But what we do know in all of these polls is that the 4 people are Chuy Garcia, Willie Wilson, Paul Vallis, and Lori Lightfoot, and we won't put them in any particular order. So that's where we are right now.
Okay. So when are you going to do the What's in it for the Black people poll? Do you have a date or
we plan to release that poll? We plan to release that mid-January. We plan to release
Okay.
it mid-January when we think it'll be the most effective, right? Because we haven't seen by mid-January we anticipate that we'll see radio, TV, print. We'll start to see a full-on media blitz. The other thing that we gotta recognize is the mayor with 14%. Let's say the mayor's at 18. That is 18 without any negatives. That's without anybody attacking her. She's on TV every day, all day, and she's been on since Thanksgiving. And if she's still only at between 14 and 18, she has no room to grow, in my estimation.
So you say her commercials are not working? That's what you're saying.
Well, I mean, what is she gonna be? Is she gonna be the crying mayor? Is she gonna be the strong in the face of? She's sending mixed messages. So we've seen 3 attempts at commercials. We saw the pizza box delivery where she goes for the ambiguous black amorphous they them, right? With a white millennial male Generation Z video gamer. That was her first audience. So I say, who does she think she's winning in that space? Then we saw her say, look, I didn't get it all right? So she's apologized. And then she's now going to the black, my parents are Southern sharecroppers and my mom, etc. And so when you look at all of those components, she's fishing to find various audiences because she's got to pull pieces from all different places together to try and cobble together a coalition, which just isn't gonna happen.
Now, this is why my audience, you all can call. What's your call-in number? They can call your show.
You can call us.
Give me.
872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. But, Senator, I think you should give your number because you'll drive the car and then they can call in to you and I'll take whatever questions you want them to come to.
We're going to give them out. We'll give them both out.
Okay.
And our number here is 773-763-9278. That's 773-763-9278. And this being a simulcast, you could also call Maze's show at 872-259-7474 if you want to join in on this conversation. Now, I personally don't have a problem with the mayor per se. You know, I don't like some of the things that happened. I didn't like closing the black church during the pandemic because I felt that, you know, at that time, you need the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you need something, somebody. Wow. You know, I didn't like that and some other things. But, you know, everybody knows I'm with Willie Wilson. He's be calling in at 7:30. I'm going to stay with Willie Wilson. But how do you handicap the other black candidates? You know, we let Jamal Green on the ballot. I don't want to get into why. You know, I went crazy, but we did. And we got a caller coming in. But before I take this call, is there going to be a plebiscite where the black community calls in these 6 or 7 black candidates and say, hey, you're at 1%? Get out or anything like that?
So, Senator, this is, and I've been back and forth with this. Like, I was looking at, so for the other candidates that register, if you look at the polling, there's Sophia King registers, Brandon Johnson registers, and there's one more that registers. But they make up about 6.4% of the decided votes. If you add that 6.4 to Willie Wilson, right, that propels Willie Wilson essentially into a two-way race for second place, right? And I think that when you look at Willie Wilson, and when I say second place, to be in the runoff, I look at
to be in the runoff, right?
I feel like that the real race right now is between Willie Wilson and Paul Vallis, in my estimation, because I don't think the mayor has room to grow, right? And when you look at the fact that we have then 6.4%, those points are going to count. That every point that gets pulled away from a black candidate is going to give us less of a chance to win the black mayor's race. Now, to put a black candidate in the runoff. Now, the challenge that we have, Senator, in the black community is that there really is no leadership. And so when I say there's no leadership, there used to be a time, and we both were involved in the last quote unquote plebiscite. And so I don't know that I want to run up that poll and say, hey, let's have a plebiscite we can come up.
I can tell you, I don't.
But I do think that there needs to be, with let's just say with 8 black candidates, and you did a televised debate and you've got 60 minutes, we really don't get to have a meaningful discussion with any of the candidates.
Right.
And so now I got to be left to Mayor Lightfoot putting crazy 4x8s around the state, calling Willie Wilson a Bruce Rauner Republican, without ever having an opportunity to say, well, Madam Mayor, why did you point Sam Skinner, George Bush's chief of staff, to be the head of the czar to rebuild Chicago? Why did you take the picture with Ivanka Trump when you first got elected before knowing all of these things? And I just feel like there are questions that the black community needs to have answers to, not in a plebiscite manner, because I really, that plebiscite, it always is somebody who's going to say, I'm bigger than them Negroes over there. I'm smarter than them Negroes over there.
I've been there, done that, lost the love of my life going to them stupid meetings. And she told me, baby, you need to be here with me because they're going to mess it up, and they mess it up. And I want to say this to this audience on this end, because that's why I want Mays to expand and grow. Because this man is intelligent. He's laying down the intellect. It's not necessarily just about electing a black mayor. We want the best mayor. And this audience is white, black, Latino, Asian, and you all need the best mayor. If that mayor happens to be black, great. I think Chuy Garcia is going to fade because of his association with the Sam Freed and the cryptocurrency stuff, and he taking the money from him. Once that comes out, I think, so I kind of agree with you, Mays, that it's Vallis and Wilson, Lightfoot and Chuy. Chuy might be third or something like that. Let's take a couple of calls, Mays, because I want people to get exposed to who you really are from our audience as well. Matt, are you there from Chicago? Hey, Matt, welcome to the Santita Jackson Show. It's Ricky Hendon and Mays Jackson do simulcasting together. Welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
What's up, Matt?
Oh, Lord, Ricky, I am so happy to hear your voice one more time before the year goes out.
Thank you.
Ricky. Oh, I miss you, and I don't know what happened to you, but you disappeared as fast as you came back, but now you're back again.
Well, here's what I am the resident co-host, I guess you would say, one of the guest co-hosts, and I like it better, actually, for now. I do believe at this great station, if they get an opening, I will get a regular show, but I like co-hosting now and then. I'm not a broker anymore. And I like that. My value brain, my brain was like, get compensated for this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. It wasn't the station doing nothing negative to me. So go right ahead. Join in with me and Mays on this conversation.
Well, all right. Look, I'm going to divert it just for 1 second because this is so far beyond Chicago politics. This is just insanity.
Okay.
George Santos decided to lie about where he went to college when he ran for Congress. Now, you can lie on your resume. I mean, you really shouldn't, but you can. You can say you were the main manager of distribution when you pass out pens in the office. That's what you call embellishing your resume. You can say that you were the main operations manager and you could turn on the lights every morning in the office. That's called operations. Unfortunately, you cannot lie about where you went to college when you run for Congress.
But he won, right?
He run for an elected office. He won.
He won. Now, bring my audience up to speed, because it's okay going national. We do that a lot. Where did he win? He's a Republican, right?
He won in upstate
New York. Mays knows about it. So Mays,
Long Island House.
Mays, you know about it. So what's your point, Matt?
The point is that this man needs to resign. It's not a matter of partisan or bipartisan or whatever. Democrat, Republican, you do not lie when you go into office. If a Democrat did this, I tell them to get out too.
Well, let me say this. They lie all the time. Candidates lie all the time. Mace, where do you come down on this?
You know what? I think it's another case of embellished resumes. I think you see people all the time lying to get to office. And I think what he did was craft a message. This is a guy who said he was the openly gay and Jewish and then went to college, et cetera, and he was exposed for all of it. I think it's just the vetting process. Like who vetted him? And I also would say, like, who did the opposition research? So essentially the Republicans, and they're not going to give up the spot. They're not going to give up the seat. Now maybe they'll find a replacement candidate and try and embarrass them in the meantime. But I would say that I would tell you that not most candidates, but a lot of candidates lie, whether it's their college degree, et cetera, and then oftentimes they get cleaned up afterwards. This guy just didn't get cleaned up afterwards. But thanks for your call, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for your call, Matt. We appreciate it.
Merry holidays.
All right. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you, too. All right. That's interesting. You know, we do a lot of national politics on WCPT, Maze. So I'm good with that. Not surprised that we got that call. All right. Cool. So let me ask you a question, because we are going to go into some of these automatic races maybe tomorrow. But having all of these black candidates running for alderman, I've noticed that there's not as much action on the north side and even in the Latino community. Do you think that'll help get the turnout up in the black community, having all these candidates for alderman?
It'll be interesting to see. Senator Hendon, if you would have asked me this 8 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have said yes. I think what we have seen is a consistent, disillusioned black community. And they have not necessarily seen the outcome of electing. I mean, we've had historical elections from the president on down. And I think if you look at when we elected Obama to right up to now, with us having the most black elected officials in the country. But I think what you're seeing even with this last election was the black turnout was so low, and because again, what are black folks getting for their vote, for voting? And so I don't know that any aldermanic race is going to drive additional turnout in these cases, because most of these people have figured out how to win their own specific races, right? Wow. And so I don't know that there's a concerted effort to get out citywide voter turnout. Most of the aldermen that are running are going to try and they know how to win their ward, but they're not trying to increase the voter base, because that increases the unpredictability, right? So, no, I don't expect that there'll be a lot.
Okay, let's see if we can get Renee in real quick.
Okay. Hey, Renee.
We'll try to get Renee in real quick before we take this break.
Okay.
Jules, can we get her in real quick?
Yeah, we're going to put you on right
Okay. Yeah, you and her stop talking. We can get her in. You and her stop talking. She just... Okay. Renee, we got 1 minute. What's on your mind?
Okay. First, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all that stuff. I just want to say that in December of 2018, a lot of people didn't know who Lori Lightfoot was, yet she became mayor. So we can't count people out yet, because, you have months to have them in debates and in the news to find out more about people. So I was counting out Brandon Johnson, for example. And Tree Garcia, from what I saw, he was leading in the polling, and that guy Freed gave money to a whole lot of people, millions of dollars, especially to the Democratic Party. So we can't discount anybody. But thanks for taking my call.
I agree with that.
Uh-huh.
And Maze, we're going to respond right after this break, because we're up against a hard break, and we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, Maze Jackson.
We're not going nowhere.
Listen, audience.
Y'all go ahead. We're going to take a call. Cool. Thank you, Senator Hendon. You can turn him down. We're going to take a call on you put us on hold and let us know when you're back. We'll take the call. We got callers on the live line. Caller, we are simulcast with State Senator Ricky Hendon. What's going on, caller?
Oh, my God.
Caller, you there?
Self-determination.
Hey, that's Mama D. What's up, Mama D? How you feeling?
Okay, I was going to say Habari Ghani, Kuchi Chagalia. That means self-determination. Mass media is doing what they did in the Jane Byrne and Rich Daley race. They never mentioned Harold Washington, and now they don't mention Dr. Wilson. Now, my question is, how is Mayor Lightfoot, the day after she learned that blacks were dying from COVID at a rate of 72%, Latinos and whites was tied at 17%, and Asians at 5%. She came up with an executive order guaranteeing 19 guaranteed benefits for sanctuary settlers. 3 of those included over $100,000 in small business loans, free laptop equipment, the $100,000 laptop equipment, and $1,000 check. And she didn't do that for any citizens. How's she going to get around that? And the way she lied about Antoinette, the way she lied about Murray, the thing. How's she going to get around that? And that commercial, every time I hear her trying to cry some crocodile tears about her mama and what they always just makes me want to. I won't go there. How's she going to get around that?
Well, I think the key is who's going to remind the people of that. That's the key, right? Like, who is going to have the money in the media to raise that up and make that an issue? But what we've also got to know is that the issue that's going to resonate? That's where your polling comes in. So what we got to look at is, and those are the things that we would probably put in a poll that white folks would not put in a poll. Riis, is what we looking like? We got any other callers on the line? Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Hello?
Hello. Hey, caller.
Hi. I'm calling because I want to ask Senator Hinton, why won't Dr. Wilson and other black mayoral candidates, why aren't they attacking the actions of the mayor during the riot and how she helped many in Hispanic neighborhoods protect their areas by helping them assault black people? Because and many of those were black people who lived in those areas. And I also want to know, wasn't Chuy Garcia and his ally, Alderman Rodriguez, involved as well? It just seems that if this issue was hammered by Dr. Wilson, it would eliminate Lightfoot and damage Chuy quite a bit, along with that FTX scandal.
I think, you know what? So, first of all, great question, caller. Senator Hendon is not on, but I'm going to ask him that question when we come back. I would tell you that I would agree with you, right? I would tend to agree with that premise because, now, for black folks, because I don't know that white folks care what happened to black people, but I do think that right now, and if you look at my screen right now, you'll see that Lori Lightfoot realizes that Dr. Wilson is her stumbling block. And I think that there needs to be a reminder. That's part of the reason we play the Anjanette Young commercial. We try to remind you about all of the opportunities that the mayor had. And I do think that, like that commercial of people coming back. But, Dr. Wilson, in my estimation, is a good Christian man. And part of my hope is that they will not just use the principles of Christianity, but also use the principles of politics, because negative ads work. I appreciate you. Let's go back, because now let's get back with Senator Hendon. Senator Hendon, are you there?
My round of money now pass fish.
All right, that's Senator Hendon coming back. Let him come on. You play it. Just play it through.
All right, let's bring it on in. We're going to go right back to the calls because wow, the phones are
What's up, Senator?
We got Dr. Willie Wilson just called in. Maze, let's get Maze back on.
Hey Senator,
Maze, you there?
I'm here, man. I'm here. We was listening to that Rona money, man.
That's me and Farley, Jack Master Farley. You know Jack Master Farley produces good music. That's my man. And Maze, I wanted to just say real quick about the caller about what Renee said. I like Brandon Johnson too. I really do. But if a person is stuck at 1 or 2 points, like you said, in a couple of weeks, like you say in January, it'll be clearer. And she's right. Freed gave $65 million to politicians, but part of his indictment says that there was a scheme, and I'm reading it here. It's in the Sun-Times. You don't have to trust me. In the business section, that part of what they were doing was a scheme, a campaign finance scheme that sought to influence public policy in Washington, and Chuy Garcia does sit on the Financial Institutions Committee, which they were testifying in front of about cryptocurrency and trying to regulate it, and he did nothing. I think a lot more is going to come down, and then we shall see. Let's bring in, do you have any opinion on that? Because I like Brandon Johnson. You like Brandon Johnson, right?
Let me just say this. I got to say, I have, for a long time, I used to give Brandon Johnson the business because, I'm just not a socialist. But I will tell you that as I have gotten to know Brandon Johnson, I really think his heart is in the right place. I don't know if he has the ability to get the name recognition in this time, and that's why I'm not necessarily counting anyone out. But Senator Hendon, after the first 2 weeks of this next, and that's part of the reason we want to hold back on the poll, is because I want to see what happens in the first 2 weeks. We know that right after the first of the year, TV, radio, everything needs to start flying by within 2 weeks. Because remember, we'll start voting at the end of January. Early voting will start at the end of January.
Everybody right now, it's the holidays, Christmas, New Year's Eve, but then after that,
less than a month,
rocking and rolling. But I think
voting starts in less than a month.
I think Brandon is hurt by Chuy taking half his money, because the unions are split, half the money going to Chuy, half the money going to Brandon. I think that hurts Brandon. Let's bring in Dr. Willie Wilson. Dr. Willie Wilson, are you there, my friend?
I am here, both of you guys. How y'all doing?
Dr. Wilson,
I'm doing good, man.
We got the one and only Dr. Wilson running a simulcast. Man, we doing history today. We got the biggest black candidate on the thing, Senator Ricky Hendon and Mays Jackson. Dr. Wilson, and I meant to tell you, Dr. Wilson, Mary, can I tell y'all what? Dr. Wilson is got to be one of the most thoughtful brothers. Reese, Dr. Wilson sent me Merry Christmas on the day before Christmas, just said, I don't want nothing, I just want to tell you Merry Christmas. I was like, hold on, you ain't calling to tell me what I got to do, what I said. No, Dr. Jackson, I just want to tell you Merry Christmas to you and your family. Reese, you can't help but love the man. Go ahead, what's up, Dr. Wilson?
That's what I love about him, too. And then, he just keep giving away his own money. Now, me and Jewel was just talking about that. Willie, you could be sitting up in the Bahamas with your feet up, drinking on Bahama Mamas and getting your back rubbed and all that. But instead, you out and here giving away your money and running for mayor. Why do you run for mayor, and why do you give away your money?
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm from the Jim Crow days, and we struggle. We struggle. We needed help, and people next door help us, and we help them. And so I just never got out of the mood of struggling. And so right now today, I still figure that I struggle. So whatever penny I get, my family and I, we give away 100% of it. And along with the people out there struggling, we must struggle with them and help do all we can do. And so my vacation is out here trying to help people who can't get to work, who don't have food to eat, real estate taxes, or non-violent misdemeanor people in jail for 2 or 3 years, haven't even had trial, stuff like that. And so we'll have things that we wanted out of life, so we have to help others. I'm not wanting to go down in the Bahama cruise and spend my money and the rest of the people struggling.
Dr. Wilson, Let me ask you real quick, because it's funny, not funny, but I thought it was interesting. Being the fact that you were a sharecropper from the Jim Crow South has been part of your American dream story, because I do believe that you are a living example of the American dream. I noticed that in the mayor's latest commercial, she's now trying to claim her down south southern Jim Crow roots, as well as I have noticed that throughout the city, I sent you a message the other day. I noticed that she is putting up these 4x8 posters around the city calling you a Republican and saying that you voted for Bruce Rauner. Why do you suspect that the mayor is trying to, one, mimic your southern component while at the same time taking whacks at you when there are clearly other front runner candidates, people that she should be taking whacks at? Why do you think she's coming at you so hard?
Well, first of all, I think to know that she's well behind it. You know, when she first ran for mayor of Chicago, during the first started out, she didn't win not one African American particular ward. And at that time, I endorsed her afterward. I made a hell of a mistake, as I always tell people today. I mean, like, look, I endorsed her. I gave her, I think I gave her $10,000 for her election out here. If I'm such a Republican, why did she allow me to endorse her and take
take your money?
Get that back to me.
She sure took that money. Yeah,
right. And so to me, that don't make sense. But nevertheless, I think that, look, the real deal is that I'm from South. I was raised in Pro-Date. I only went one day in the 8th grade. I struggled. I picked cotton. I chopped cotton. I ran away from home. But all I've done was struggle. We got our break, the chance to make it, and we made it. I tell the truth. I don't try to be, I call it bourgeois. I don't try to be that. I just hang around regular people, you know, and I always will do that the rest of my life. And so, but she's never been in that type of struggle. I mean, she have disappointed Chicago, and I'm part of the blame for it, because if I had not endorsed her, I just don't believe she'd been there.
Well, let me drop this in real quick, Willie and Mays. We had two choices at that point. It was her and Tony Preckwinkle, and I just could not do Tony Preckwinkle. And Willie, I stayed at home. I laid on the couch because Chuy Garcia's people was running Lori's campaign, and they were disrespectful to me, disrespectful to the black community, disrespectful to you, because we won 16 of the 19 black wards, and they were trying to tell me, they were Latino, trying to tell me how to run the campaign in the black community. And Mays, I would never go over to the Polish community and tell them how to work on the Polish community. I never go into the Latino community and tell them how to get votes in the Latino community. If you don't want every Latino ward, I would respect that. So I don't think you made a mistake. It didn't turn out good, but you know what I'm trying to say, Mays?
I think
we didn't have one other choice.
Sometimes our choice is not between right and wrong. It's between wrong and wronger. And I would tell you that a lot of us have been put in between a rock and a hard place. This was the choice of the devil you know and the devil you don't know. We bet on the devil that we didn't know. If we bet on the devil that we didn't know, and we found out that she was just as devilish as the one we did know. All right, so I'm gonna say we was all in the same space. But I got Senator Hendon. While we got Dr. Wilson, I do want to ask you, Dr. Wilson, the number one issue in the city of Chicago right now, without hands down, has to be public safety and crime. What are you gonna do about the crime in the city of Chicago, especially knowing that we got this whole thing about defunding the police and how do you balance that, knowing that the historical relationship between black people and police in Chicago, as well as the fact that it does really feel like crime is out of control?
Well, I have a personal issue with that crime because of the fact that I lost a 20-year-old son to crime, drug deal. All right, so we're going to fix that situation. Now, however, I do believe that there's good and bad in everything. All right. Now, I believe really the root of the crime is because we do not invest into economic empowerment. And I'm not talking about development, but economic empowerment, because I got two different meaning that I get from it. Empowerment just meaning that you own your own businesses, and economic development just job. Well, if you own your own business, you put the contracts in that people can begin to raise families and then send their kids to school and buy cars and homes and things of that nature and pay their taxes and everything else. Now, the contract that is fitted do not deal to this particular community, the African American community, or the minority community, they put it that way, out here, so they suffer. Whatever their product is, there always will be crime.
Don't have crime. That's true.
Right. So I believe that you have to set an interest structure up, long term, then short term. First of all, short term, you have to hold people accountable. Long term, we have to make sure that if our kid coming up to first grade to second or third or fourth or fifth, before they can pass, they need to take be guaranteed take a trade, so they will learn a trade in school. Right? By the time you get to finish school, you got 6, 7 different trades that you have to have, and that you can get these good jobs.
So you're going to bring trade schools back? You're going to reopen the trade schools? Because I like that, because everybody's not for going to a 4-year college. It's just not for them. Some of these young people have babies early, so if they got a trade and have a good paying job because of that trade, or start a business because of that trade, they don't have to do crime. Some people are going to do crime anyway, but they won't have to do crime to feed their families. So you will bring back the trade schools, Dr. Wilson?
And it will bring them back to that way, and community centers, to our different organizations, at school first, of course. And then we go to, we even put them in infrastructure that we have in place today. Take, for example, the Chicago Housing Authority. What's wrong with putting trades in there that people can learn how to do bricklayer, put tiles in the ceiling?
I get it.
Already existing.
I get it.
Once you get out of there, you not only just a job, you give them a contract, and you take the tax dollars that community put into it and reinvest it back into that particular community. I think that the other community around Chicago area, white, black, Asian American, I've been to pretty much all of them lately. They struggle, and we all have different problems and things, but there's certain group are left out. And I think we got to deal with that crime from long term, from that standpoint of view.
Okay, so you're not for defunding the police. You're not for defunding the police as Mays asked, which is.
I know no way on earth. How am I defund the police when people getting mugged in the head, bringing their people home, killing people, raping people? That just don't add up to me at all. All right. Now I am a concealed terrorist. All right. Now my whole take on this whole situation, we were raised up that way with shotguns and things that nature to go and hunt for food. If you defund the police, who's going to protect us?
Good question. Mays, you had another question for Dr. Wilson? I have one, but I want to give.
Let me get
a follow up. Let's let Mays follow up on that.
Dr. Wilson, one of the big things that people ask oftentimes, and I saw that you've been picking up some endorsements, but Dr. Wilson, where do you feel like your opportunity to grow is? We know you're going to win in the black community, but what we also know is that you cannot become the mayor of Chicago with just a black vote. Dr. Wilson, how do you get white folks, Latinos, and Asians to support you? And do you have a path to getting those other groups on your team?
Well, I admit that this here in the past days, what we've done, we accustomed to working and doing business our own environment. That environment has been for me since I came up as a kid working in the African American community. Now, we've been expanding that for a number of different years now. You know, we did get endorsed the largest community by Polish American into the Chicago.
The National Polish Congress. The National Polish Congress endorsed Dr. Wilson a month ago or so, right?
Right. About a couple months ago they did. And then we also got the Italian police organization endorse us. We got the Filipino community endorse us as well. We got over 100 and 200 some Latina pastors endorse us as well, you know, and we got more coming. All right. Now we've been out there into those communities. I think on my part in the past we just didn't go out there. But we've been out there for a while now, and we find that they got issues just like the other community got issues. They may not be the same, but they're issues. And we just start to pay attention to all of Chicago. See, my whole situation, we say there is a black and brown coalition, but I don't see it that way. I see a black, brown, white, Asian coalition all over the together.
Oh, Maze, did you hear that, Maze?
Hold on, now you know.
I told you, Maze. I told you, Maze.
Now hold on, because I heard this
coalition, man.
Look, now let me ask you. And then Senator, and then excuse me, Dr. Wilson. And then I'm a move. We got a bunch of calls on our lines too. But let me just ask this last piece of it, Dr. Wilson. One of the challenges that I am trying to wrap my head around, and bear with me here, and this is a tough challenge to talk about, but one of the challenges that I feel you have is your own people, is black folks, particularly there's two things. One, the black folks who are quote unquote part of the power structure right now that won't support you, right? And would rather support Chewy than see a black man get to the top spot, because it's like anybody, I'd rather be with a white guy or a Chinese or a Latino guy before I have to bow down to a black person. And then the second is that it seems to be
and them was black people.
And it seems to be a group of black college-educated folks that will give Chewy a break for his accent, but don't seem to give you the same credit for accents that are very similar to a lot of our own grandparents, etc. Dr. Wilson, how do you break through with your own people in some cases that are probably some of your toughest critics?
Well, it is twofold. Look, that didn't happen ever since I've been born on Earth. I'm from the Jim Crow days. Some are used to that. You first of all, in order to, you got to first go to school and hard not graduate from it first of all. In order to help us as a people, you got to be able to be spit on, walk on, talk about, abuse. And once you graduate from that, then you can begin to love them all regardless of how they hate you. You have to do that. All right?
I just got to say something right here. Dr. Wilson, I don't mean to cut you off, but Maze, I just got one of them spiritual moments, man. Y'all know I'm real about my stuff. I just got a spiritual moment all through me because I am so sick of the black elitists looking down on us. And I come from the West Side. I used to have to deal with that. When I first got to the Senate, I want the leader of the Senate, Black Southsider, said to me, "What you gonna do with $1 million on the West Side?" I say the same damn thing you're gonna do with on the South Side. Don't look down on us just because we're from the West Side. Don't look down on Dr. Wilson just because he didn't make it through 7th grade. He made it. We got to be able to show our kids who also struggling. Let me shut up.
Right, man. You got to let the doctor tell us.
They can make it too. If you know what I'm saying, man. If Willie can make it and he dropped out of 7th grade and he ran away from school, we got little Pookie and them out there in the same situation, and we got to be able to show them, Dr. Wilson, and say you can do it too. You can make it too. Don't give up. Keep trying. And the elitists, the black elitists, need to understand that. I'm sorry, but I don't know where that came from.
You know where it came from.
Look, let me just say this too. Let me just say this too. People send me emails and they send me Facebook messages. They say, "Well, you ought to get you a person that teaches you how to speak." Well, I look at it this way: if I wanted to hire 1,000 school teachers to give me a lesson, I can afford to. I can do that. I can afford to do it. All right. But I'm not going to put myself, I'm doing fine like I am. What about those young men, young ladies out here who can't go to school, don't have the money, come from families that aren't able to put them to school? But I say like this here so that they can possibly look at me and say, hey, look, Dr. Wilson did it, I can do it.
That's all I'm talking about. That's all I'm talking about. Maze, go ahead, Maze.
Hey, do we got calls?
So my money and stuff like that.
Okay. Go ahead, Dr. Wilson.
My money and stuff like that. So my money and stuff like that, you'll find me years in somebody's church on a Sunday. The rest of the days, you'll find me in the community. You'll find me doing all these things to our community. I mean supporting them. People who on the street don't have food to eat, right? People who've been on the street, living on the street for 10 years and can't make it, don't only maybe bath once a month if they can, you know? These are the kind of things that life have taught me is to help others regardless of how they talk and sound. Now, understand this now. The ones who out here talking about myself and things of that nature, look, as I always said before, and I always will say this here, I sign the front of my check and they sign the back of theirs.
That's one of my favorites.
And I gotta say this: you do business internationally, Vietnam, China. They don't have no problem doing business with you, do they, Dr. Wilson?
No, I do business worldwide. We do business from Chicago to Australia to Africa to Israel, you name it, worldwide, Dubai. We import our stuff, our own stuff now. From leaving from around the world, China, you name it, on boats, clear the customer there, and get to the United States and LA and clear it there, and Seattle, Washington, or to Canada, all the way through here to the end user. All right, we do all those things ourselves. We have offices and things like that in 5 warehouses around the country, plus international as well. Well, school didn't teach me this, but all my faith in the Lord and hard knock brought me this far.
My man, listen, I am up against the clock, Dr. Wilson. We need more time with you, Maze. I don't know what's happening on your end. I know you got some calls, but I have to be out of here at 7:58 on the nose.
Oh.
So I just want to thank you both. Maze, if you have one final question for Dr. Wilson, a statement, I could take that, but that's going to be about it for me.
Doc, I'm going to ask you this real quick because I know this is in the news. Dr. Wilson, you came to the rescue of Chris Kubczynski of McDonald's during the time of some of his poor choice of words. He is now being sued for racial discrimination by his former head of security for basically speaking up, not calling him a racist, but saying being compassionate. Have you had any words with Chris Kubczynski from the from McDonald's, and will you support that brother that is now suffering the repercussions? They kicked him off the private jet because he spoke up on the racism or on being compassionate.
I heard of that just the other day on, I think a week or two ago on news or something like that. But let me say this about McDonald's. McDonald's is bigger than Chris K. McDonald's is the reason that I'm able to, one of the reasons at least, that I'm able to help thousands of people around the globe, and particularly here in Chicago too.
All right, Dr. Wilson, I'm going to have to leave it at that. I'm up against the clock. I thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, Maze. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, man. I might stop. You might mess around. I might come up to the station because I think I'm taking the day off. So invite me in. I'm gonna come up there. Let me know where it's at, Dr.
You're
Wilson.
Welcome to do that. And I don't know if you got to leave. If Dr. Wilson, you can call Maze. Sure, y'all can finish it up. But I appreciate you both. Love you both. But I'm up against the clock. Jewel is looking at me right now. That's about it. All right, thank you. And me and Maze will be back tomorrow. We'll continue our simulcast at 7 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be here at 6 a.m. sitting in for T. Jackson. Love you both. Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Thank you, Maze Jackson. See you next. See you tomorrow.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. And you know what? It's like we let Ricky drive the car today, right? So, you know, he got to do his thing for his guy, right? So, you know, if he feel like it's going to be one of them ones, he going to jump in. Now, let me just point out that I enjoyed the collaboration. I think that this is probably the first time that we've done something like this. We've done it on Fox 32. So y'all know, we was just talking to that is the progressive talk radio station of the world, right? Of Chicago. Them people over there, them are the lefties of the left. Okay? So I just thought it was, hey man, these are the type of collaborations and the types of things that we need to be doing, right? Controlling our own media. Look, wouldn't it be great one day if like all of the media, I see my man Mandine here, right? And Crow TV, and like, could you imagine if we all, like this Black Candidate Forum, like we all got together and put it together and produced it and made sure that the candidates had to listen, and we all used our platforms simultaneously and then took the recorded pieces and said, okay, we're not going to have an hour debate with 8 candidates. We're going to have a 3-hour debate, and we're going to make them go through, and we want to know what happened with Anjanette Young and what would you have done different, and talk to me and play the clips and play the people screaming from, and how do we, like, I want to see the mayor's reaction and all of the candidates' reaction when you hear black people screaming from being assaulted, right? Like, that response is real to me. And I just feel like, I think somebody brought up a great point, right? So we do have Chewy's top floor political general who led the charge against our people. Like, I do think that, and I got to tell you that while I think Chewy is the front runner, I think there are some real glaring holes that can be exploited. And I would not be surprised if you woke up and you saw that the final two were Paul Vallis and Dr. Wilson. Right? That same miraculous thing that happened for Lori Lightfoot, and we'll talk about a little bit of these things. But I just got to say this, y'all. We got 2 different styles. We got 2 different shows. Senator Hendon, we know who Senator Hendon is. That's his show, right? We did a collabo today. So, and this is the thing I need for black folks to understand. Senator, Freylana, Ricky got all white people on his. That's all white people. Dr. Wilson is trying to be the mayor, right? So it's like when Riis be like, man, dog, y'all know we cannot front on Dr. Wilson's commitment to black folks. So now he got to go run around and do his thing. Because he can't win with just you. Right? Love all people. You know, you go around here. Hey, y'all, and just so you know, the white folks got a piece of us today. Right? They ain't want that smoke. Because we'll give them some what's in it for the black people from our own studio. All right. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Riis! We just pulled a dope ass.
Yeah, man, that was dope, right?
We pulled. Now, if we was super cold, we should have did a video.
That was dope, though.
Huh? You think people did we get something out of it?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I like the collab. Man.
Look, man, I wouldn't mind doing the 3-hour with Ricky one day. Even though we probably have to fight over the mic. It'd be worse than Tyrone, boy.
And the intro song.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, y'all, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto in one exciting family experience. Sing along with Anna and Elsa in wintry Arendelle. and celebrate the power of love. Y Familia with Mirabel and Bruno in the show everyone will be talking about. Live in your hometown. Playing Chicagoland from January 19th through February 5th. Free parking with ticket purchase. Visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Well, since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay that fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Oh, yeah. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more... Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets where hood legends DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. He sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. We just finished a collaboration. I think I know who Junior Lee is. I figured it out. I done figured it out. Junior. Done figured it out. I got him. He slipped up. He double texted and then he texted. He slipped up. I got him. I can't believe it's been you all this time, dog. That's too funny. That is too freaking funny. Anyway, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. We just got off the phone. Dr. Wilson already reached out and said he wants to come in and sit in studio and try and finish up the interview, right? Look, y'all. It's a lot we can ask Willie Wilson. It's a lot of holes. It's a lot of stuff that, like y'all crack me up talking about y'all want policy positions and you want a blasey woo wop the wham damn. Y'all ain't asked no policy. When you voted for Lori, was you voting on policy? What policy of hers was you voting for? You know how black people want to be smart with black people, but be like white people, be like, hold it. Now, fam, you don't even know the answer to equals MC squared. But now you want to ask the black man. White people be coming through here like 2 + 2 = 5. Y'all be like, it sounds good to me. I love when he slide that in my check. I was signing in front of my check. I love that. I'm going to have to start. I be signing in front of checks too. See, my problem is I be cash apping. See, so y'all don't see me signing in front of my joint. I'm about to be like Dr. Wilson. Y'all gonna put some respect. I could buy. That didn't say I could buy 1,000 teachers if I want them.
No, school.
Right. Now here go the question. Because I want to ask all the other black candidates, if you weren't selected, would you support Willie Wilson? Right? Because I got a feeling that there would be plenty of black candidates that if asked if it came down to Willie Wilson and Chewy Garcia, they would be with Chewy. Yeah, you doubt me? Come on, man. All the smart people in the joint?
Maybe.
Riis.
Maybe.
Sophia King. She with Willie or Chewy? High Park. Sophia King. Progressive. Who you think she with Willie? I would like to think she would be with Willie. Cam Buckner.
For sure. Oh,
okay. Brandon Johnson. 100% Chewy.
I'm sure they would say.
He got to be Chewy, dog.
I know he got to, but he got to.
Okay. Rod Sawyer. J-Mal Green.
Nah, I'm sorry. He can't.
Who J-Mal Green going for if he ain't the candidate?
You know how you associated with somebody, you just can't go with him because...
Yeah. So this is my point, right? Like, think about this. Now, if Dr. Wilson got to pick between Chewy and any of the other candidates, who Dr. Wilson going to be with? All the black candidates. Think about that.
Go to black people.
Think about that craziness.
Every time. black people.
But he is a Bruce Rauner MAGA Republican. Kind of deep, right? I know y'all don't want to hear me, but this is, could you imagine putting that question up at the Black Candidate Forum? And go down the line. Candidate Mayor Lightfoot, if you are not chosen as the candidate, will you support the black candidate in the race? Well, it depends. And if it's me, I'm going to win. But if it ain't you.
See, look, I don't think of things like that. You know what? I don't.
But wait a minute. What about your Jim Crow South?
I put my mind on the
What about your Jim Crow South parents and your mom? You was crying on TV.
You know, we had this state for the last 4 years, and you know, she gonna spend it.
So these are these are questions that we need to be able to get an answer to. See why you need to, I'm not going to tell you need a plebiscite, but if we go down the list and it says to all the black candidates at the Black Candidate Forum, will you support the black candidate in the race? You have known, let's just say, it's Chewy. So let's just say it's Paul Vallis and Willie Wilson. What the black people going to do? In the other black candidates in the race. Now just think about how many we batting 50-50 with the black folks with Chewy Garcia. Who did anybody hear anything from them on the black assaults? And then my question is, who's gonna ask Chewy Garcia about your old community organization funding the street organizations that was assaulting black people? Who gonna ask? Do you think they're gonna ask that on 2, 5, 7, or 9 on the TV debates? No, they not. Who is going to ask the mayor about Anjanette Young? And wouldn't you like to know how the rest of the candidates would have responded? What should have been done different? How would you have handled it different? Mayor Lightfoot, you saw what happened when you financed Metropolitan Family Services and all of these organizations that then paid the street outreach workers who were then wound up attacking our people. How did that happen? What did you do to resolve it? And what do you do again? And how is your violence prevention money distributed? How did you address that? Was Alderman Lopez right? Were there people walking around the streets? We now know that to be true. Mayor, you let the bridges up. And for those of you that have asked about the edited version of the song, no, it's not that we're trying to get an interview. I don't care. I just feel like it's like right now in this opportunity, I'm trying to give everybody the fair opportunity to not just be, should we take Willie Wilson out of the spot too? I mean, I thought, well, in the race rankings, we know that before black comes other groups. But I just think that we got to have some real tough conversations with ourselves. I just want y'all to think about when Dr. Wilson gave away free gas, how many black people detracted from it? Like, this many people have lines. Gas the highest it's ever been, and black people found a way to be critical. What do you say to all of those black aldermen who took the 10,000 masks that Dr. Wilson gave? Madam Mayor, while Dr. Wilson was giving away KN95s, you was giving away old underwear booty masks. Remember? Riis, they was saying you can make a mask out of old bras, out of old underwear, right? They was doing anything. And remember, Dr. Wilson showed up with 10,000 per alderman. All the aldermen was in line to pick up the mask to give out to their people. The state wouldn't buy none from them. The city wouldn't buy none from them. And he giving them away free. And again, you heard the white alderman up north say, you know who's going to do well in my neighborhood? Willie Wilson, Nick Spazzato. Nick is about as right-wing cop. You know Ricky, and then, so anyway, I'm just curious. Lori says, I think the mayoral seat needs to remain black. Thus, whatever black candidate makes the runoff will get my vote. I would argue that the mayor's seat is occupied in black name only. Black in name only. And I probably couldn't re-endorse that. Because that blackness went on the offense against black people. Y'all don't remember the booty masks? I'm saying, dog, Willie Wilson was giving away KN95 masks that people were selling for $20 and $25 a piece. Remember at the height of the pandemic when people was trying to kill or die for a mask? This woman gave out every alderman 100. He was like, here's 10,000. Why he just trying to buy votes. Family. He could just then put somebody at the polling place. This is not a Willie Wilson commercial, but I do want y'all to have some self-examination as you go into this space. Because, Riis, as you say, it be your own people. Okay, so I'm going to put this up one more time, and I want y'all to see. I know it's on the I know you, hold on. This billboard that the mayor has put up, have you seen these? I'm just show it to you. It says Willie Wilson is a MAGA Republican who voted for Donald Trump and Bruce Rauner. Enough said. Vote for the true Democrat. Vote Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Now, Riis, I'm going to point out a couple things. First of all, if you look at the picture, remember when she got mad because they darkened up? Remember I told y'all about how they darkened up pictures, and remember her going and using my statements and then going on and saying, they darkened me up when Dan Prof did it? Look at those signs she did for Willie Wilson. Darkened them up, tried to make them look crazy. Now, whoever told her to make this sign with that haircut, I don't know who told her to make the sign, but Willie Wilson is a MAGA Republican who voted for Donald Trump and Bruce Rauner. Enough said. Do you not remember the mayor taking pictures with Ivanka Trump? The first thing she did after she got elected was to go to Washington D.C. And remember, she had her photos with Donald Trump, with Ivanka Trump, because remember, Trump wouldn't meet with her. The first place she went after getting elected was to Washington, D.C. with Trump and took pictures with Ivanka. Now, we ain't supposed to remember that, right? Riis, when she had the chance when they said they were going to deal with the pandemic recovery, Riis, she hired Sam Skinner. Do you know who Sam Skinner is? Do you know who George Bush is? W? That's his chief of staff. So, Riis, imagine I hire Mike Pence to lead the recovery for the city of Chicago. You'd be like, you mean to tell me out of all the people in the world, you couldn't find no Democrats that was smart enough to do it? Why? Because you're a Republican. And the other thing about this billboard that I think should tell you all something is she's losing in the black neighborhoods. She is losing in the black neighborhoods, and now she is that tells me that she's trying to climb above Willie Wilson, which tells me that her internal polls show her something different. And Dr. Wilson already told she can't win the race without the black community. That is why she is now crying Jim Crow South. Wait, my parents grew up in the segregated South? Ain't that Willie Wilson's story? You ain't been no parts of no. I just think we need some real black comeuppance. Can I tell you what Dr. Wilson's probably most severe problem is going to be? Is going to be black people who say, man, you can't be the boss of me. I will accept Willie. I will accept Chewy's accent. I will accept all, but I cannot accept that I got to be up under that black man. And I'm going to tell you that the black elite will jump to Chewy before they will jump to Willie. Doubt me? Anyway, y'all. Thought it was important that you saw Mayor Lightfoot. She's targeting Willie Wilson as a Republican. Because what's the worst thing you can call a black politician? A Republican. Look at your boy Richard Irvin. Which tells me, Reese, that she's desperate. Now let me tell you the other thing that makes me know that she's in desperate times. Reese, if you badass like that, you're supposed to turn that into a billboard. You supposed to put them on. You ain't supposed to have people that, because if it's me, them cost you about, those are probably about $150 to $200 each, right? Now, in the real world, that's going to be real campaign money, because guess what I would do? If my bet is Ricky probably or whoever the field team is going to collect those. I used to pay my guys, like you bring me, and can I tell you who I used to do it to? Senator Hendon. So Senator Hendon would get these big 4x4s and all of his signs, and I would pay my crew to go out. And I'd be like, I'd give you $1 for his lawn signs, and I'd give you $20 for one of them. And they would be coming home, and they would be, and it was funny because one night, it was when I first got in the game, like I had my whole crew out. They was like, man, you mean I get $1 and I get $25 for that one? Oh, they was like, they had ladders. They was going up getting them. And then one day, one of my friends came and I just had them because I was like, take them in the garage and count. We had the whole garage stacked with everybody's signs. Well, really Senator Hendon's signs. But like to me, you send a crew to go get those. So now the mayor is going to be playing a sign war with $200 signs at $200. So I get $5. That's a stat. Are you going to go put it back? We'll be playing all. Because guess what? When you ain't getting no money coming in, you remember last week the mayor told us that if she don't, her fundraiser email said, if you don't send me no money, I'm going to have to cut my TV spots. I do need for y'all to realize, have you noticed you've seen a lot less of her TV spots? A lot less. Like she's on TV, but she's barely there. Reese, she needs to be running about $500,000 a week to even stay above water. But if, Reese, you know how quick $500,000, $2 million, $3 million seem like a lot till you spending $5 million. That means you got 6 weeks. But she started back in for Thanksgiving. She been on TV since November. Reese. So we got to see the finance reports and who's sending her money. I think she's looking kind of desperate right now. Now, on the other hand, shot at you. So I'm just saying, like, to me, I feel, first of all, isn't that a violation of a city ordinance? So here goes me. The mayor is now breaking the law to win. No, seriously. You can't just post those signs on fences. Do you have the owner's permission? No. Yeah, I know y'all don't. I'm just saying, in what world, let me just ask you, this is how far we have sunk. In what world do you see Rahm Emanuel or Mayor Daley putting signs on fences talking about their opponents? At least they gonna do, Reese, is put them on billboards so you can't take them down. Reese, that's a wire cutter and 4 zip ties. And then if you a bad boy, what you do is you take you a razor blade, you split that bad boy straight down the middle, so now you ain't got to, because either that or you going to fold it and put it in your car, roll out. My thing is they should just not be up, right? Like, to me, that's a pretty weak sign too, just for the record. I would say to me, Reese, the mayor is now running scared. She says she ain't talking to no media till at no private press conferences till the first of the year, because they're gonna be asking, Mayor, how much money you got? And can I tell you when the real story is gonna come? On the 15th of January, when we get to see the D2s. Because what I am not seeing, and my man Chris Devine, you should be, we gonna make that, Chris and Junior, y'all job is going to be to stay on top of the D2s. Okay? Chris and Junior, y'all job is to stay on top of the D2s. Right? Because if you stay on top of the D2s, then we want to be checking the A1s. Because right now, the mayor, anything she gets over $1,000, they got to file it within 5 days. We want to see the A1s because, Reese, if she don't start getting a big load of money, like now, gotta tell you, man, she been on TV she done spent her money on TV already. She went from 4 commercials to 1. It was the 2 video game commercials with the pizza and the other one, right? Then you had the, I don't get it right all the time, but when you do, you fix it, and you, right? And then you got the crying Jordan, the crying Lightfoot. 3 of them have gone. There's only 1 spot running now. And it is now the emotional appeal to your, but it's like how long do you have to cry before it counts as crying? Because you ever seen that commercial, Reese? It's like 2 seconds. And she be blinking trying to make the tears come. Did you ever have to try to make tears come? Your mom, boy, you better, let me cry, cuz. Boy, shut the fuck, give you something to cry about. So I just want y'all to pay attention to what's going on. All right, look, y'all. Mayor's race. Do y'all do understand voting starts in January? Reese, January 1st, the first Monday in January will tell us a lot. Because I believe from January 1st all the way till Election Day, TV. If you ain't on TV by the first week of January, you might be lost already. Might not be enough room for you to close. But now we got to watch and see where does the, because I got a feeling that it's not going to be the cakewalk that Chuy Garcia anticipates. I think this cryptocurrency thing is going to be something, and I think this this violence against black people, well, it probably won't, because none of the black people going to talk about it, because none of the black people talked about it before. Let me just ask you now, where your other station at? What role will your other station be playing in your liberation? Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to ask y'all about Kwanzaa. Reese, how come Kwanzaa never made it to the black mainstream? Why I feel like when we be Kwanzaa, it's like we be trying just a little too hard. Now, I'm not tripping, because I want y'all to come educate me and correct me, right? This be one of them times where I be kind of like, all right, is this Wakanda, or is this like we trying too hard? This is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto in one exciting family experience. Sing along with Anna and Elsa in wintry Arendelle. And celebrate the power of love. Y Familia with Mirabel and Bruno in the show everyone will be talking about. Live in your hometown. Playing Chicagoland from January 19th through February 5th. Free parking with ticket purchase. Visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis through. I like that, man. Sparkle, 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 sparkle. Been under pressure. It made me a diamond. Hey, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I got two things I want to talk about. And I was going to talk about Kwanzaa, but somebody brought it up to me, said, so Riis, can you might be able to help me out a little bit with this. Okay. I know who Meg the Stallion is, right? That's the girl who be walking around talking about WAP with a booty out, and you know, she like, what, she's like 6'2" or something, and she just like, she is the vision of black women liberation. Y'all can now wear your booties everywhere you want to. You can pop it off. You can pop it, and you can get your bag. Because I heard one song, and I was like, yeah, Erica Burton had a good thing. Like, well, I feel like I need to wear a condom to listen to some of this music. So, but that's the one that's got the WAP, right? She the WAPper.
WAP, but okay.
WAP.
WAP.
W-O-P?
WAP. W-A-P.
That I is O. WAP. A makes A or A?
I'm just trying to help you out here. They're calling it WAP, so.
So they just said forget phonics.
Yes.
Okay. So the writer of WAP got shot in the foot?
I shot my pinky toe. We all seen Harlem Nights.
Is that what? Oh!
We all seen Harlem Nights.
So she got shot in her pinky toe by Tory Lanez. Now, Tory is a boy or a girl?
He is a guy.
Okay, Tory. I think of Tory Spellman. Okay, so Tory, because it's a little guy, right?
Yeah.
Like he like a little guy and she like a big girl. And some kind of way, she got shot.
Yeah.
Apparently, he shot her.
That's what they saying.
No, that's what the court did. Then he's been found guilty.
Yeah.
Now, she got shot over some HAD. Because apparently her girl was in the car and she lied on her or whatever. But, okay, so a couple things. The first thing is, I'm not exactly sure why a woman, because I saw that people were attacking her or whatever, or going off on her on like based on it, like she got shot by a dude, apparently.
Yeah.
And are you telling me that people were suggesting that regardless of what happened, she deserved it? Is that what? Because apparently somewhere on the internet, which gets me to my bigger thing that I just really did not realize was it. So can I tell you, I really did not realize Tory is a what?
He's an R&B singer.
I don't know. So, Riis, I did not know. So this sparked a whole nother conversation, right? Because somebody was saying that black men was dragging Megan Thee Stallion for getting shot or whatever, and then it was like black women like, hold on, y'all snapping because she got shot. Then it went into the protect black women thing. But I want to, and then somebody pointed out to me, and I know this sounds really crazy, that domestic violence is a thing.
That's a fact.
So Riis, I'm so lost with domestic violence. Like I'm lost with the whole concept of domestic violence, in that I remember when we was talking about that girl, like remember when the guy shot the girl and she stabbed him and they had this relationship where it was a stabbing and fighting and shooting. And Riis, I learned that people, like domestic violence is a thing. Like not like a Lifetime TV special, but like people actually get beatings. I'm lost. I don't understand. This is me. Like how? I mean, does it be like, okay, you in trouble now and you're grown and so now I'm about to take my belt off and whoop you? Like, is it like?
No, it'd be like a fight. Like he be punching her. Like he be hitting her like she a man.
Okay. Okay.
Ain't never seen that before?
I gotta be honest with you. I saw it one time on the street. And I tried to tell the dude, she was holding, this dude was like stealing on this girl. She had a baby in one hand. And I was just like, I'm pulling up like, fam, chill. And she snapped on me. Mind your home up. But I did not realize that domestic violence was as common as people are like I was having a debate with my sister, and she was like, no, domestic violence is acceptable. And I was like, no freaking way. And she started naming all of these people where there was domestic violence and we moved past it without there being any accountability. And I just feel...
Unless it's the NFL.
Huh?
Unless it's the NFL.
Right. Okay.
Because in the NFL, you get caught doing that.
But I guess... So I don't know. So I want to start being more aware. Let me just put it that way. Right? Because I just really did not realize that people be getting their butts kicked. I don't when I come home and Carrie ain't cooked the dinner, I cannot imagine being like, you ain't cooked dinner? Get over here.
You got to put the flu flocks on her, you know what I'm saying? You got to show her that one good time and she have your dinner ready every time you come.
So, here's me. This goes to the fellas, right? I do not condone domestic violence in any way, shape, or form. Right? I'm never going to say that nobody's, but I just don't think that we can be like, that's okay, and you can just affirm that for your guys.
Yeah, but man, it's kind of, and I guess that's an excuse, but it's real kind of hard to really say something because you really talk to mind your business. But you say something, but No,
I'm saying publicly, this is me, right? Fam, if you beat your girl, if you put your hands on your girl, we probably can't be cool. We can't be cool. I just find it unacceptable. Period. And it's my sister gave me a list of incidents locally that everybody probably knew and nobody said a word. And I was like, wait a minute. I didn't know that was domestic violence. I just, this whole thing, this Meg Thee Stallion thing, where there was any kind of way, and I'll make fun because he's a little guy and she's a big girl and all that stuff, and she probably could beat him up. And you told me about the people that be brawling, but I just need to say this for the record: there isn't an acceptable level of domestic. Everybody need to keep their hands to themselves. But fellas. If they get you that mad, you got to go. Walk out. Go somewhere. Go do. But I can't just be it's all sweet. If I know, I can't. Riis, it's just not on me to be it's sweet. I just can't. And I found out that, I just don't want to be an enabler, if that makes sense. I just do not want to be an enabler. She 5'10", he's 5'3". He got tired of getting stomped, so he shot her. Alvin telling it on himself again. No jokes, though. Here's the deal, guys. With Maze Jackson, we don't got to pretend. Please don't ever let me know. Please don't ever let me find out, because if I know and I find out, then I just can't be cool. I can't. It's just like, it's not acceptable to me. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? Caller?
Yeah, thanks for taking my call.
What's up, James? Uh-oh. Come on, talk to me. Here we go.
Man? I just want to say, I've jumped out of my car, stopping a guy from fighting women, and I've learned as I've gotten older, it's not always what you think. Sometimes women will intentionally fight a guy to get him arrested. I had a girlfriend that we were scrapping in the street. She basically drugged me out of my small car. I had a Mustang because she was trying to get my phone. She thought I was talking to another woman. Sometimes they want you to do something so they can get you arrested. My son's mother used to fight me a lot. And one time I act like I was gonna fight her, and she slid down the wall all dramatic, and I started laughing. And you know what she did? When she saw I was laughing and I wasn't hitting her, she jumped up and started fighting me again. So basically, what guy want to hurt the woman that they make love to? You
obviously ain't seen a lot of these videos.
That like that. And some guys that probably do that, but I think the majority of the guys, they're not trying to hurt the woman they're making love to. And I can remember another instance where my brother started beating up a guy. He was beating up his woman, and I was on the phone talking to my girlfriend at the time, and she told me, you better get your big self in there and do something. And I'm like, I don't want to get in there. But then people started coming out of their apartments, so then I did get in. I picked up dude, he's bigger than me. And I talked him down some stairs, and you know what the lady said? Don't kill him. And he was stopping her in the wall. I seen him stopping her in the wall like she wasn't even human. That's why I say I know some guys do that. But I think most guys, they're not trying to hurt their women. This is somebody you want to have children with, make love to. Sometimes these women fight you because they know you don't want to hurt them. And they want to take advantage of that with you. They know you really don't want to hurt them. But yeah, I agree. Some guys that will do that, but I think most guys, they're not trying to hurt their woman. Sometimes it's the women attacking them and they feel like they can get away with it. That's why they do it. All right, thanks.
Okay, James, I'm going to tell you like this. So if you know that that's the case, then avoid the situation. I will tell you that there was a time in my life where first of all, let's be clear. Never, ever, never put my hands on a woman. I might have shook somebody one time. Like, you know when they trying to, but never. And I will tell you that the person was drunk and angry and attempted to start a scenario and then called the police with the intent of getting me locked up. And I left the building, right? Like, because in a DV case, you going to jail. You spend the night, somebody got to go to jail, so I was out. But even in that space, right, Reese, where I got stolen, and I do recognize that it is you feel a way about your manhood, family, I don't think nobody should be able to hit you. But I also think, like, as men, well, depending on who the person is, but as men, I don't believe that a woman has a right to hit you either. But I do believe, fellas, we gotta do better. Like, somebody was just telling me about somebody getting punched, like closed fist punched by a dude. it's just not acceptable to me, Reese. And I don't. It's like it ain't no coolness to it. It ain't like my thing is depart the situation. Protect yourself. Depart the situation. But I will be honest with you. I did not know domestic violence was a thing like that. Like, I didn't know people was walking around here getting slapped. And, like, I'd be like, how does that even happen? Anyway, I just needed to be clear. I know Junior. That was when I was in grammar school. But I just felt it laid upon my heart. Actually, after my sister being like really nobody talks about it. And I just be like, nah, no man is okay with just women getting beat. And she was just like, well, here's the examples of the ones that we physically know of that were happened, and everybody got a pass. So I just need to make sure for the record that everybody is clear that we as BP oneers, what's in it for the black people, don't believe in domestic violence. I don't believe it in no side though. So keep your hands to yourself. But I don't think that anyone should have to suffer in silence. And I think if somebody is getting domestically and they ask for your aid and assist, right? Like the best thing you could, like I try to tell my man, like stand there.
Somebody asks you for your aid and assist, what do you do?
I refer him to a treatment center.
Good, because the best thing I can say is don't get involved. I've been in 2 situations with 2 people that 20-year plus people I know, and I don't know what it is, but the involvement, even when you speak, they just go back to to the person, man. Like, so you try to fight for them, but they ain't all ready to fight for themselves. And the one and only time I've got into a car accident, this guy was trying to break up a fight. I was out west, and this dude was beating up his girlfriend. As I'm turning, he's running the light to try to jump in. Like, we're looking eye to eye. I'm like, you're finna hit me. He's pointing at the man, trying to make me stop or swerve out the way. Ends up hitting me, get out the car, yells at the guy, breaks up the fight. He walk away with her, holding her hand. Meanwhile, he just hit my car. I said, you did all that for what? He said, man, you didn't see him hitting her? That had nothing to do with you. Now you just hit my car. So, yeah. I say send them to a treatment center and mind your damn business.
Honk the horn or something?
Huh? You can honk the horn, I mean, but in that situation, it's like, I think mine is different because I've been in more than one of those situations to where, the person asks for help or, it seems like they're reaching out. And when you go talk to the, like, you the guy, so you know how you gonna go, I ain't, hey, my man, I'm gonna need you to, what I'm saying, relax, or, we gonna have to, relax you, so, but then when you fighting him back and then you keep going back to him and, all that, it's like, I look like the fool. So, it's unfortunate, but, I hope that if there's anyone listening that's in that situation that, if you ask for help, just make sure you really want that help, because it looks silly when somebody come and help you and you just keep going back to that person.
Okay. So let me just say this. Domestic violence is not cool. Like, hitting your girl is not cool. Hitting your man is not cool. It's just not. Right? Like, it's just not. Like, and if that's what you're doing, I really don't want you in my cipher. How about that? That cool? That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just, no. You what? All right, look. Reese, let me just ask you this before we get up out of here. Kwanzaa.
I was meaning to tell you, I gotta be at my house at 9:30 for a meeting.
A meeting?
Yeah.
All right, well then, real quick, let me get you up out of here. Kwanzaa. Is Kwanzaa like a real thing in the black community?
Yes and no.
It's a real thing in Wakanda.
It's a real thing, but I don't think it's been taught to us. it's another thing that we've been brainwashed to, celebrate Christmas. So like Christmas is, even though Kwanzaa is probably our heritage and what we should.
It's not. They just made it up in the 70s. They
did.
did. No, they made it up because they wanted us to have our own thing, right? But I feel like they wanted us to have our own thing, but it feels like they mimicked it off the Jewish people thing.
Nah. So I mean, like, we know about it, but I don't think we celebrate it. And then to give somebody a gift for all them days in a row, like, you crazy? Listen, I got one day for you. All right? You gonna take this one gift?
10 days.
12 gifts or something like 10 gifts. You want? Man,
ain't nobody got time for all that.
Ain't nobody got time for all that. Listen.
So the reason I asked this is because I was wondering, are there 5 universal truths for black people that if you ask all black people, they would agree? Like, what are 3 to 5 things that universally black people could do to be unified? I don't know that we have anything, Riis. Have we identified the ties that bind us as blacks in America besides getting shot by the police? And I was just thinking about that because if there's not 3 to 5 things that black people universally can agree on, I was in the grocery store yesterday and my man listened to the show. He's like, man, I listen to the show every morning, right? I listen to the show every morning. I'm down. He's like, and I just be pulling my hair out. What we gonna do? How we gonna get? And I was like, you know how there's Greek school and there's Jewish school and there's all these schools where they teach their children their heritage and it's burned into them? Like, what are the 3 to 5 things that black people universally agree on?
Nothing, more nothing.
So, and I agree with that, but I think that might be a start.
You're right.
Right? Like,
go one of them. But you agree that we agree on nothing. That's one, right?
But I didn't think about that though. Like, when you talk about what are 3 foundational truths for black people that us and our kids and our kids' kids and our kids' kids will always know. I want you to think about that, because what are the 3 universal ties that bind us? Name 3 things that bring us all together. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We simulcast today with Ricky Hendon. We're going to simulcast tomorrow. Riis, man, don't you want a day off?
That's cool. I can drive.
Huh?
I can drive. That's cool.
Okay, so I'm thinking we might, I feel like, man, I actually feel like we should have some guest hosts for Thursday. Like, we should just let somebody guest. Maybe I should just let somebody guest host on Thursday.
I'm sure you can find some people that.
Anybody want to be the guest host on Thursday and sit in for me? These days used to be the days I lived for when I was a person, when I was an upcoming personality. Because, all the big stars would take off 2 weeks and you could fill in all the time, like Ricky Hendon doing over on the other station. I don't know, man. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I am the host where every single day. What's up? You have something else?
Yeah, serious matter. Before I go, before we leave, a friend of mine, her name is Mia Taylor. Her 12-year-old daughter is missing. Her name is Janiyah Scott. She's 12 years old. She is from South Holland. She was last seen 2 days ago at about 8:55. So if y'all seen her, she was wearing a blue 2-piece jogging suit with black Uggs and a pink coat. If y'all see her, if you follow my page at Kimo Sabi, Big Ball is my hobby. I shared the post. She's 12 years old, y'all. It's the season, man. Let's help her bring her, her daughter home. She wasn't there on Christmas. It's a little crazy right now, y'all. So please, 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 if you've seen about it, heard about it, go look on my page and try to bring her home.
All right, let's do that, man. Be on the lookout. What's in it for the black people? BP1, Lions Den. Let's protect our children out in this world. Because, again, guys, I ain't realized it was as crazy as it is. So let's do this. Let's say what's up. Let's say thank you for today. We'll be back tomorrow, simulcast. I'm not sure if we're going to do a morning show, but we will be on the Ricky Hendon show tomorrow. So I might go to their studio, just go see, look around, push some stuff over. You know what I mean? Go to some other people. Maybe I'll go there and put my feet on they. I'm just playing. Anyway, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. So for Maze, Riis, and Ruthie, I am the host where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Riis got to get home by 9:30. Maze said we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandma